Hello. Thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome to this little budget where we save for the big things in life on a little budget. My name is Natasha and I am working to become debt-free, slowly but surely, but most importantly, to be more financially responsible for myself and my family. If you are a returning subscriber, hey budget bud. Thank you for coming back for yet another video. I did not post last Tuesday. Life has just been lifing in a really good way, but still overwhelming is the word that I will use, right? And so bought a new home, trying to pack, trying to move. I got a promotion at work, and that had come with a few minor major struggles, but nonetheless super grateful for all of the blessings, and very grateful for all of the congratulations that you all have been leaving on my last few videos. Life is just lifing. So with that being said, my next check is going to be different, as I should I will be getting a raise. And so, of course, I've had to do some budgeting off to the side to figure out what my tithe was going to be and what I needed to put aside for that, as well as I do save a percentage of my check, and that automatically comes out when my check is deposited. So I needed to kind of figure that out and sort of play around with the numbers. So let's get right into it. I was standing. I'm sitting, making sure you all can see me. I am using the Elevated Life Co. budget book. This is from Brittany at The Crafty Budgeter and Taylor from Taylor Budgets. This is the second iteration or version of this book, and I really, really like it because they sort of remove the life aspect from it, because I'm not a planner person for life, but to have one for my finances is just right up my alley. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And so this time I did it a little differently. I've pre-filled in the categories, and I'm actually going to sit here real time and put the numbers in with you. So if you are new to my channel and or new to budgeting, I budget by paycheck. Looking at the monthly overview, it doesn't really work for me, because while it gives me how much I have left at the end of the month or once everything is done, it doesn't necessarily speak to what I have left after each paycheck, which is not the same amount. And so it's hard to sort of figure out my spending and things of that nature. I do get paid semi-monthly, so that means you either get paid at the first of the month and the 15th. I get paid at the 15th and the end of the month. All right, let's jump in. So my salary, this number, it's going to change from my previous videos, because like I said, I'm getting a raise. And then I have listed all of my expenses, which are my fixed. So these are my bills. I do not cash stuff my bills because everything is an automatic draft out. And so it will be really hard for me to put cash in envelopes and then try to get to the bank when these bills are due. My variable expenses, which are my cash envelopes. And then right now I have sinking funds, savings challenges, and what sticks into my account, because these are my main focuses. My main focus. And then here I have everything listed, all of the individual categories, and then we'll get to the cash breakdown. Guys, you know I have to write a little crooked, so I'm sorry if this bothers you a bit. So starting off with my salary, what I should expect after I pay my tithes, which automatically comes out, and after I pay my myself, which is an automatic come out, I am left with $2,565 and 23 cents. So what I realized when I was like budgeting, and I'll show you an example back in February. Okay, no, I did that right. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Ignore me. Let's jump right in. So that means I do have some rollover left, but I have been using that for a variety of things, so I'm not going to count that in here. So we will count this as 2005, 65.23. And so I've listed all of my expenses. And so this is the first thing that is going to come out, or the first thing that I consider when thinking about getting my paycheck. Well, I'll say the second thing because, or the third thing, I pay my tithes. I am a firm believer in returning God's 10%. And then I pay myself because it's super important that I do that. So the third thing I think about are my fixed expenses. So I first have car insurance, which is $129.13. And so I budget down to the exact whatever the penny amount is. I used to like it where I would just budget, I would just round up, but that got annoying for whatever reason, and so I stopped doing it. My city card, which the minimum payment there is $305.04. I did use my Costco card. So this is not the minimum. This is just how much, very arbitrary amount I'm paying towards it. $161.88. My medical bill is $78.53. Child care is a little lower. So I'm currently on spring break. My son, the woman who runs his daycare, she's using this time to take vacation. And so essentially we pay a holding fee, which is just half of what we pay weekly. So I'm keeping the other half of that amount. My kids' savings gets $50. I do save for my sorority. I'm an active member. In the finest organization there is. And in order to, if you are a part of anything that has privileges and benefits to its members, you pay dues, and that is what I save towards. Because if you've been a long time follower, normally I would be stuffing my hair, sinking fund in preparation for an appointment. But because I've taken a break from actually putting towards a majority of my funds, I do need to cash flow my hair appointment. So I have a hair appointment this week, and my daughter also has a hair appointment this week. So for the cost of the service, plus tip, plus a little extra, I am going to be putting $190 towards that. I'm putting it as an expense because it is something that is going to, barring any major emergency, is going to happen this week. And of course, I cannot receive the service without paying for it. So I consider it an expense that I have to pay for. Make sure you all can still see me. I'm going to use my not so fancy calculator. And this is just so that I don't miss any numbers when I am putting them in. And so I have 129.13 plus 305.04. Please feel free to fast forward through this 161.88. And I've already scheduled that payment to come out. So 275.50, 25 plus 190. I think I've gotten everything. Oh, guys. This is why I have a draft off to the side. So I'm going to leave this here. I forgot my subscriptions. Like, I don't just pay for things. And this did go up. I am hitting my $100 maximum for subscriptions a month. And for some people, they may think that that is excessive. And I might actually be over, because this does not account the subscriptions that come out from my last check. So I might be a little over that. But there are certain things that I consider a luxury, and as long as I can afford to pay for it, I will. So that is like streaming services. I do Book of the Month now, which I really enjoy, and a few professional subscriptions that I have. So let me go ahead and add this in. Plus 94.36. So we are at a total of Okay, I just wanted to make sure I put that in up. And then look what I did, guys. Look what I did. So please feel free to fast forward this because I now need to do this again. All right, guys, I am back. So we should be at 1308.94. And that is the total of all of my expenses. And then I'm going to take that away from what I am bringing in. And that leaves me with $12.56.20 and 29 cents. So now I know that between my variable expenses and my sinking fund saving challenges, I have $1,256.29 to allocate around. So let's get into my variable expenses. For groceries, I am going to put $200. I did go to Costco a few weeks ago and stock up on a variety of different proteins, meats, and things. So we should be good there. Gas is going to get $80. Household is going to get $50. And a lot of household stuff is just stuff towards the new house. Food is getting $20. I am going to start back putting money in spending, and kids is a new category. I did get a new wallet and new cash envelopes, and I will show that when I do my cash stuffing. Spending, I'm hoping to sort of allow this to build towards just getting something that I really want, that I it's a want. Of course I like it, but it may be a costly item that I want to begin to save towards. And so spending is going to get $10. Kids are going to get $10, and miscellaneous is going to get $10. Same for kids, wanting that to sort of build up. I may spend a few dollars here and there, but anything that rolls over, accumulates, I'm going to just allocate to their envelopes. They need new clothes, they need shoes and some different things. So hoping that will build up. So here, we're just going to do some mental math. That's 2, 80 and 20, that's 3, 350, 60, 70, and 80. So this is $380 towards my variable expenses. And my variable expenses are dictated by my spending habits, first and foremost, but then I can alter this or change this based on the budget. So 380, I'm adding because this was already negative and I didn't want to have to retype anything in, just in case you calculator warriors out there are wondering what I'm doing. So I'm left with 876 and 29 cents. So I don't know quite the exact amounts for this just yet, but we can go in and begin to sort of break down the funds here. So before I do that, just naming again, these fixed expenses, the only things that I particularly can control are kids, because I dictate what I save for them, but because it's automatically debited out of my account, I consider it a fixed expense unless I decide that one day I want to change that. Same for my sorority savings. I set it as a fixed amount. I treat it as a bill so that it doesn't become something that I begin to leave out of my budget or say, oh, I'll just get to it later. Here, I'm cash flowing this for the first time simply because I'm not stuffing my sinking fund. I'm working on being saving on my savings challenges so that I can meet my $9,000 goal, and I'm looking to exceed that so that I can then just spread that out. Doing it that way just makes it more fun, makes it's motivating, and it just keeps me interested in doing it. And then of course my subscriptions, I also control this, but as long as I enjoy the service, I have to pay for it. So it's a fixed expense. My variable expenses are dictated by my spending habits, my life habits, right? Like gas, what do we use in our home? This fluctuates. I can change this at any given time. And then now let's get into it. So for groceries, I'm just going to fill in the amount, and I'll come back to doing the breakdown. Household gets 50, food is 20, spending is 10, kids is 10, miscellaneous is 10. So glasses, I'm going to be adding 20. My eye appointment is actually this week, so that fund will be depleted, and I'll be starting over again for my March 2024 annual eye exam. Christmas is getting 45, Black Friday is getting 45, car registration is getting 15. It is fully funded for when my car registration is due this year. Now anything added that I'm adding now is simply just saving up towards next year and giving myself a buffer so that if I wanted to put this $15 somewhere else, I could for a few months, because I am stuffing when I don't need to. Baby, which is my son, he's 9 months when this video comes out, so soon, creeping up into the toddler stage and way out of the infant stage. Is getting 7. My daughter is getting 7. Travel is getting 25, and I need to actually start booking my tickets. Gemini is my son, and for his birthday, he's getting 10. Scorpio for my daughter, she's getting 5. My 100 envelope challenge is getting 202. And I need to look back and see what the breakdown for that is. The traditional 52-week challenge, which is just like week 1, save $1, week 2, save 2, week 50, save 50, is getting 53. And I also need to look to see what the breakdown there is. My $1,000 52-week challenge is getting $30. The Kids Savings Challenge is getting 26 because I saved 13 a piece. Saveopoly, I'm only going to put towards that is $50. So I'll play until my $50 is gone. And for Shut the Box, which I realized after watching D versus Debt video, hey D, if you're watching this, that I was doing it wrong. And it's not that the instructions weren't on the page. I just felt like, well, it's a bunch of boxes. I just save what's in the box. See, that's why reading is fundamental. So when I went back, I did it over again and was like, I actually love it this way, the way it's supposed to be played. I was able to do, and I'll show you when I look at my 100 envelope and my other one to find out what the breakdown is. I had $7 extra, and I was able to play two games. And I owed myself $1, and I just took that from my little petty cash box. And it was fun. So I decided that I'll put $30 this time, and hopefully I'll be able to get through another 2 games. So I thought that that was really interesting. So for my sinking funds, and I've already done the math, and so that is from glasses until Scorpio, that is going to be $179. And in terms of my savings challenges, so that is from the 100 envelope all the way down to Shut the Box, is going to be $391. And if you're interested in where I'm getting these numbers from, I've already done the math off camera. And so we had $876.29 left after variable expenses. I'm going to subtract the $179 and subtract the $391, and I'm left with $306.29. And so this is just going to sit in my account in the event that something comes up, in the event that I cannot pay cash and I need to use my card. So like for instance, when I pay for my glasses, although it's in my Capital One account, some of the money is in cash, and I don't want to have to go through the process of trying to like move things around. I can just pay with what's left in my buffer and then move that money later. I do get a free eye exam, and I do keep my glasses low cost by making sure the frames are non-name brand. And I keep them to just exactly what I need, which is anti-glare, blue light, you know, stuff like that. Not that you asked, but I figured I would share since we're talking money here. So if I were to add all of this up, 179 plus 391 plus 306.29, I should get, oh, well, see, this is what happens when you put stuff in wrong. 179 plus 391 plus 306.29. I get 876.29. So that's going to leave me with, make sure you all can still see this. Yep. 29, which leaves me with a zero-based budget. So when I used to hear zero-based budget, I used to think like zero money, nothing left, right? But that is not entirely, well, it's not true at all. The idea here is a zero-based budget, meaning every dollar has a job, it has been accounted for, and it knows where it's going to go once it comes in. This just simply says that everything has been accounted for and I should be left with a zero balance. Even this money has a job, right? It serves a purpose of being there in case of emergency, in terms of like there's, I go into a cashless business. I need to make a quick purchase and I'm not near my sinking funds to get to them. Then I have this to sort of be a buffer and backup, and I can always put that money from that fund back into my account later. So starting from what I got in my salary, which was the $2,565.23, I accounted for all of my bills for the pay period, all of my variable expenses for the pay period. And then I am still able to save, what is this? 179 plus 391, $570 from this paycheck. Once I remove or get rid of these two debts, finally, well, three really, that'll just be more money that I'm able to put aside and save. And that should get me to about close to just being able to, from every paycheck, save $1,000, which will come in handy because my family, we need a second car. And right now it just doesn't seem feasible. Just 2 car notes don't seem feasible in my budget, but that's a story for another time. Thank you for tuning in for this, what I consider very detailed budget with me. Look forward to next Tuesday's video. I will be cash stuffing all of these funds, and I still have not forgotten those of you that want details on buying my house and what the money moves there were. I am going to make sure that video comes out either this week or next week, and it'll be a bonus to my regular new video Tuesday video that I'll post. Okay. There's nothing left to budget, so that means we've come to the end of the video. If you have not subscribed yet, I would love for you to become a budget bud. Just click subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a time when I post, which right now I'm just posting every Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for listening and budgeting with me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week or whenever you're watching this. So until next time, bye, budget buds.